Their duties are different. They do act as like a market maker within the ETF, but they're not acting as a market maker in regards to like CBOE. So no, the exposure window is still T+2. I just had an idea. Oh, what was it? Thanks, bro. Praise be. Thanks, low ranking cultist. So there's either either they've covered or run to 250 was the extent of their exposure. Two, the rolls we're seeing in the cycle are an after effect. Or three, CME deferred settlement due to Thanksgiving has pushed their settlement period. So these are the possibilities as I see it right now. Um, so for one, if they've covered, then the exposure is severely down from where it was. Now that could be lower institutional interest in options, as I feel that's mostly what drives their exposure in these monthly cycles. It could be lowered retail interest in options, which also lowers their exposure. Um, the volume still, even if their exposure was lower, it seems way too low for that to be the case. So one, I think, is less likely. Two, the rolls we're seeing are an after effect. Now this one's a little more interesting, and I need to dig more into it. But if there is a possibility that they cover only what they need to of their gamma exposure and roll the rest of the exposure into variance swaps, then it's possible that the exposure, um like the roll happens earlier in the cycle, not on the roll date, right? They can roll in the period between here, right? They don't have to roll on the roll date, they just have to roll by the roll date. And that would mean that when we see those run-ups from the rolls, that the roll is actually happening here, and then the run-up is an effect of the roll, as opposed to the run-up being necessary to facilitate the roll at the other end. And then three, CME does have a deferred settlement period this week due to Thanksgiving. I don't think that should affect options exposure, but there may be a reason it does, with the correlation between GameStop and futures contracts. So those are the three that I can think of currently.